Hello everyone to another Blood Bowl match report as the Vangelastas Violators took on the Sinjob Sweaters. Another do or die game tonight as I really need to start winning games in order to remain in the league qualifier reachers. But unfortunately that is against a bunch of strength 4 and strength 5 Nurgle followers. And to add insult to injury, I know I will be flanking a heap of blocks by rolling once against their foul appearances. So that means I will be forced to play that what I fear, the running and passing game with a bunch of hobgoblins. Something that so far has been going miserably. On the plus side, I recovered my stabber, who won't be really useful in this game, versus high armored players, and my Minotaur, who will have hopefully blitz the rod spawn away early in the game. Too many ifs to make a solid game plan, I'm afraid. And so, under nice weather conditions, the teams got to the pitch, the Violators opting to receive first. The opening drive immediately KO'd one of the bloaters as Numbers collected the ball and made for my right flank in an attempt to force a breakthrough. Hot Milky Nipples clashed with his rod spawn. Now that would be some very sour milk if they ever would go in business together. Seeing the road blocked, Numbers handed off the ball to Divanons, who moved over to the other flank as a small hole was starting to form there. But the Nurgle Pestigore managed to reach the Stabba, who survived the blitz. Hot Milky Nipples KO'd the rod spawn, meaning the center of his line now got a bit destabilized, and Divanons was getting a protective cage around him, as the Chaos Dwarfs now crossed the half field line in a solid block. But another Pestigore blitzed in, thumping the Stabba over and have the ball fall on the floor, only for Numbers to go up and pick it up again. As the Chaos Dwarfs did their best to protect the Hobgoblin carrier, the Raging Trainwreck was still eyeing his moment from behind the scrimmage. Numbers broke through the line, the Bull Centaur and the Minotaur doing their best efforts to keep the Nurgle players contained from getting to him. But alas, one of the Pestigores managed to get through, shoving him and the ball over the sideline and KOing Numbers in the process. The ball scattered right in front of the Nurgle endzone, however, and the Raging Trainwreck saw his moment, thundering over and picking up the ball, scoring the 1-0. Now forced to kick off as the first half was nearing its end, both teams set up once again. The rod spawn was faulted into injury, but unfortunately regenerated as Louis was sent off for his efforts. The ball remained near the middle of the line, out of reach for the Chaos Dwarf players. But in the following scrimmage, the Raging Trainwreck suddenly got in possession of the ball again, trying to force his way forward, accompanied by the Minotaur. Sadly, time ran out for the first half and the team set up again for the second one, the Violators once again kicking off. The kickoff table allowed me to redeploy a set of players and I set up ready for a possible flank push. The line held, pushing the rod spawn over as one of the Pestigores collected the ball far in the backfield. But the weight of the strength 4 began to carry and the Nurgle players managed to break through over my right flank, despite valiant efforts of the Dawizar Flamesmiths to plug the hole, who were actually the unsung heroes as well of the game because their fireballs tossed over a lot of the strength 4 bloaters during the game. The Pestigore drove up the field, protected by the other horn supporting beastmen. Handing off the ball, one of them made a run for the end line, and after a successful rush scored the equalizer. 1-1 was now on the scoreboard. And with only 5 turns remaining, the Violators set up aggressively again, hopefully able to break through the line one last time for a desperate effort. Numbers collected the ball as the left flank was infiltrated, but not really an opening was formed. As Hot Milky Nipples was knocked over, the ball carrier was closed in as good as possible to see if he could sneak out somewhere. But he got bowled over, and a true scatterfest of the ball began, eventually ending behind the Nurgle line. This actually meant I would need to start dodging and passing on 6s with all the disturbing presences around. But it was not to be, and the Pestigore grabbed the ball and ran over to the flank. Unable to score, he did infiltrate far in my field though, to keep the ball safe, while the center became thinned in the brawl that was happening there. In a moment of glory, Divanons ran into the end zone cheering, except the ball was still far away on the other side of the pitch, in the possession of the Pestigore. But I didn't care, I spent 5 turns maneuvering the Stabba around his line for a pass that never came, so at least I would place it where it was intended to go. And with a last foul on the bloater, the referee ended the game, resulting in a draw. Well, At least that's a point gained against these hard-hitting tankers, at the cost of only 2 hobgoblins that will miss next game. But with a blocker gaining the mighty blow skill and my bull centaur gaining block, it was a good trade-off. League-wise, I sneaked up a little to the 8th spot again, but as the teams around me still have games before I get to the pitch again, I doubt I can hold on to it, seeing my calendar is quite full the coming weeks. So normally my next game should be against a human team that is around my place in the ranking. Another make or break game as such will be on the menu, and you can of course see here how that went. Thanks for watching and see you again next time. Bye bye. Did you like the Chaos Dwarf content in this video and want to know more about Chaos Dwarfs? Then check out the Chaos Dwarf online forum by scanning the QR code you now see on screen.